I've got Jesse here with Dinosaur. That's an awesome name for a company, actually. Now, I walked by earlier, and I see this. I'm like, this looks incredible.
Oh, thank you.
And then having Mech in the name, I love mechs, if you guys don't know that already. So why don't you tell us a little about this game?
All right, so MechKnight Chronicles is a 4-player side-scrolling brawler. We basically want to homage all the classic brawlers from the, I'd say the early to mid 90s. So you're looking at games like Guardian Heroes, Mystara, Tower of Doom, King of the Dragons, Knights of the Round, that kind of stuff. Early Capcom and Treasure stuff is what we really want to do. So
that's awesome.
We're homaging all those systems, along with modern games like Castle Crashers and stuff. Cool. We're taking the bits and pieces that we really like from all those games and putting them together. Surprisingly, no one's really done that. So that's kind of what our game is we want to kind of set the bar for the genre and say this is what we should be doing as a genre,
That's cool you say that, because that's exactly what I've been thinking. I love these brawlers. Like when you said Guardian Heroes, that was like the first thing I was thinking.
Oh yeah.
And then the other games, like I guess Capcom just released one of the Dungeons and Dragons games,
yeah.
And that's just awesome. Yeah, these brawlers, multiplayer brawlers. There's one that just came out on PC.
Sacred Citadel.
Yes, Sacred Citadel, which that seems like it was almost there. Like, it did some cool things, and I'm like, okay, this is showing me that there's room.
Yeah.
And your game is going to do that.
Yeah, that's Sacred Citadel. We look at that. They kind of set the bar for art in current games. So environment art-wise, the Sacred Citadel is one of our main references. Dragon's Crown's about to come out too. Those guys are going to be awesome. We're hoping that game is everything we want it to be.
That's cool, man. So can you tell us some things about the game that make it stand out? That is setting that bar that you're talking about.
So the main things. And it's kind of odd because every time we say all the features, they're not features that have never been seen in this type of game, but this is going to be one of the first times that they're all going to be together. So so some of the things, branching story paths from Guardian Heroes, like that was one of my favorite things. So we want to do branching story paths where if you choose to go down one path, you may miss an unlockable character in another path. If you ignore a path, you might encounter some environmental consequences when you get to the boss type things. The next one is we want to ship with 10 playable characters. Each one's going to be unique. A lot of modern brawlers are suffering from each character kind of feels the same. They all kind of fight the same, and the only thing that they use to differentiate them is the magic involved.
Right.
That's not enough for us, so we're providing ranged and melee, and within ranged and melee, we're going to have light, medium, and heavy for each one. Wow. And then at the end, we're going to have our rage-based characters, which are light, medium, and heavy. And then we have one unlockable character that's going to be given to you that's kind of like a wild mixed bag. And then we have player progression stats. So as you play through the game, you gain experience, and then you earn points that you can then tweak your character similar to like the way they did in Castle Crashers. Yeah. But the way we're doing it is we're not going to let the characters ever get maxed out. So you're only going to ever be able to fill up like half or maybe 3/4 of their stats. So you'll have different loadouts on how you can do it. You'll never ever have a maxed out character.
Wow.
And we think that's
awesome.
really important because we want to offer a Guardian Heroes style versus. I don't know if you remember that, but you can play as any character in the game. And fight them all together, and that's a lot of fun. But then we also want people to take their leveled characters and bring them into the versus arena and be able to fight. So you can have two of the exact same characters from two different people feel totally different because they arrange their points in just different ways. So that's real important for us. As you put your points into magic and stuff, you unlock the tier bonuses. So your magic now, instead of just affecting your player, will affect your team. You can become a buffer if you just want to be buffing. You can become a damage sponge if you want to be. So that's kind of what we're doing. But we give you a good range of bases that you can start with. Yeah, so I mean,
that's got everything that you would want. Like now, it's like the genre that needs to have that done.
The other thing too that we're homaging is Knights of the Round from Capcom. They had real-time leveling. So as you're leveling your characters, your Sir Lancelot would raise his sword and lightning will strike him, and suddenly he's got bigger armor. So we're trying to do that as well. So these characters on screen are all at level 3 right now, armor, but they have different looks and they get bulkier and stuff as they go along. Our combat system is also designed by a competitive gamer. Our lead combat designer, Stevo, he's a competitive gamer, and he really understands what it takes to be a successful fighting game or even brawler type game. So yeah, you can break our combo system down to a science for the most hardcore gamers, but then we also recognize that hardcore gamers have significant others, they have family members, you know, they have other friends that just aren't competitive gamers. So everything that we do, one of our main core values is that we have to bring people together. So the combat system, if you just want to push X through the whole game, you feel awesome because we flourish all our animations to look really cool. And so
that's cool.
We've gotten a lot of comments where people just are like, oh, I never am able to keep up with him, or you know, them or whatever. But this is the first time I feel competent, like I'm playing along.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Level.
That is really cool. Yeah, and so I guess multiplayer, you know, couch multiplayer, people love that. What platforms is this going to be on?
Right now, we got PSN for PS3.
Oh, nice.
We need to resubmit it for PS4 as well.
Okay.
Vita.
Oh, nice.
We just got approved, certified as Nintendo developers as well. So we need to go through their paperwork to put it up on the eShop. We're sitting on Greenlight right now, but we're trying to work with the publisher to kind of bypass Greenlight. And then the paperwork's in for Xbox Live. So we're trying to put on everything as possible.
A PC?
PC.
PC's the main.
Yeah, right now we got PC and Mac. Right now, PC and Mac are our main, and Linux as well. We just don't have a Linux box out here. We're using Unity, so we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, because Vita, that's awesome. I love the Vita. Now, have you guys, now I don't know the cost to this for indie developers, but have you looked into the cross-buy, possibly cross-play?
With PlayStation 3?
Yeah, and Vita?
Yeah. I mean, that's more on their end.
Oh, that is more than, okay.
Yeah, because that's how their store's set up. So, you know, that's if we want to do it, sure. I'm always for that. You know, I would love to try and, you know, have someone playing on their Vita or whatever. That's awesome.
Yeah, okay, well, cool. You know what, thanks a lot. This game sounds awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And this is exactly what I've been looking for, and I'm sure others have too. So good luck with everything, man.
Oh, thanks.